Hello, world and universe. Welcome to the Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth. And if you're new to the channel, please hit that like and subscribe button. And I want to thank my continued followers for following me. Well, we got a good one. If you looked at some of my videos, I've talked about our inept public schools and how these kids are scoring at 2 and 3 grade levels below where they should be, especially in math and English on state exams in many of our major cities. And we got a new one where this principal out of Baltimore, Maryland, Eric Eisworth, high school principal Eric Eisworth, where he is being recorded at a meeting with staff at his school making some outlandish statements about black kids and Jews. He's on the recording, he called black students dumbasses and they were ungrateful. He also made a statement that he says he's tired of the Jews complaining in the community and feeling entitled. So this must be a mixed race high school in Baltimore. I think is Pikesville High School in Baltimore, Maryland. And he went on a 5-minute rant about his disillusionment with how the school is being run and that he was tired of it. And I'll get to the caveat at the end of it. But what I've been talking about on many of my videos is that we have at least 5 or 6 inept pillars in our society that are crumbling and failing as we speak, and that are causing moral and ethical harm to us being a healthy society. And that is the opioid crisis, mental health issues, homelessness, joblessness, gun violence in our urban cities, and inept public school systems, where you have many of these students that are reading and testing in math at least 2 to 3 grade levels below where they should be, and especially for kids of color. But the big factor is that we have inept parenting at home going on. There should be a teaching and a policing taking place at home first. We have too many single mother homes, fatherless homes in our urban communities. Kids are raising themselves. We have too many mothers that are having children way too early, where they are raising each other. The importance of an education has completely been dissipated in our American framework through the promotion of athletics and entertainment, and by getting the bag by any means necessary. Social media can be a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing due to the heavy promotion of get the money by any means necessary, do whatever with OnlyFans, Facebook, Instagram, IG models being have naked, nude in their pictures. We are selling sexual imagery at an exorbitantly high rate versus an educational model for our young people. And we're losing more and more kids each and every day as technology and information is moving at a very, very fast pace. Our kids are lacking tremendously behind the technological advances that are taking place, and their future is going to be in a major trouble. If you notice that anything that has to do with manufacturing, distribution of repetitive behavior is going to be replaced by robots. People are going to have to use their brain more so than their hands and their feet as technology continues to advance in the future. And these kids are lacking in their subject matters to prepare them for STEM courses, their reading and comprehension, their math scores, and these advances are moving at 75 miles an hour, while our kids are learning at a 20-mile-an-hour speed pace. And that's going to be very unfortunate in the near future. We're going to lose an entire group or generation of kids that are going to be so far behind that it's not even going to be funny. And if you look at the world scores, other countries and how their kids test in China, India, and other these countries, they are far exceeding what our American students are doing. So for this principal to be upset, if this is true about what's going on in the school systems, and it's been a very heavy burden on teachers. So you have parents that are not parenting properly, and we're dropping these kids off at school, expecting the teachers to be the parent, to be the counselor, to be the teacher, to be the mentor. Teachers have a multitude of roles that they have to play in today's time. There are major behavior problems with these kids today because they don't have any discipline at home. Uh, their attention span is very short. Now that you can get everything at a push of a button on the phone, very few of these kids want to read a book. There's so many external stimuli that is coming in that them sitting down in a quiet place and reading and doing their homework for 2 hours is almost impossible. And so it is making it very hard for teachers to teach. The teacher to student ratio in these inner city urban schools are out of whack. The better the teacher you are, the more burden is placed on you. And administration has a strain because they have to answer to the school district. The teachers have a strain because they have to answer to the principal, the administrators, and everybody wants to have an answer for these low test scores, these bad behaviors. Many of our schools have metal detectors. There have been tons of school shootings. So these kids today have a lot to deal with, and these teachers have a lot to deal with. I think two of the toughest professions right now is to be a teacher or be a police officer. New York City lost 2,500 police officers last year. People are tired. Everybody has to police all of these individuals that are not well disciplined once they leave their home because they're not getting any discipline at home. When these kids go to the school, they have to be disciplined more so than learning. And when they're out in the public forum, they're having a problem with police officers and authority figures because no one has made them accountable for their behavior. Now, this is not all kids, but it is a large sum of kids. We have too much shoplifting and looting, too many carjackings, too much gun violence and robberies that are taking place. So anybody that disagrees with me, just look at the statistics in California, in Chicago, in Philadelphia, in New York, in your major cities, Houston, in Atlanta. There's tons of egregious behavior that's taking place. And it is very tough for teachers to teach. They have most of their time they're spending disciplining folks, putting them out of the classroom, stopping fights, and teachers are not paid enough. Their aggregate salaries over the last 25 years with the cost of living increase is not at the same barrier. Same way with police officers. These people should be making $100,000 a year. Police officers are putting their lives on the line. You have Black Lives Matter wanting to defund the police, which is ridiculous. How in the world are we going to police ourselves? There's a purpose for policing, to keep the violence down. There's a purpose for teachers. You wouldn't have any doctors, lawyers, judges, fire captains if you didn't have teachers first. You have to teach. So our moral turpitude in America needs to go back to having a healthy school system, a healthy healthcare system, a healthy police force, a healthy fire department. Those are some of the pillars for us to have a healthy, safe, public safety society. So this gentleman went on this rant saying black kids were disrespectful, they were dumbasses, and Jews complained too much and felt entitled. Someone recorded it, and he's saying that it's not him, that it is AI, artificial intelligence. And if you've been listening to my rant in this video about technology advancing at a greater pace than where these kids are learning, that's where the future is headed. So his defense is, he did not make this rant. This is somebody faked it, and it's artificial intelligence. As I said to you earlier, technology is going to replace any repetitive job that one has. A lot of your manufacturing, distribution, people are going to have to use your brain more so than your hands and your feet. And his defense is he did not make these statements about black students or Jews, and that this is artificial intelligence. So this is going to be an interesting case as technology continues to advance. There's a lot of fake stuff out here. You don't know what's real from what's not real. Whoever thought we would have electric cars versus gasoline-driven cars? Technology is moving in a fast-forward pace. So he's saying this is not him. This is artificial intelligence. It's going to be interesting to see if that is true. One has to be careful in meetings making any kind of negative comments about anybody, race, creed, or color. There are people that are definitely recording things. These recording devices are everywhere. If it is him, he's in hot water, and he will be fired, and making those racial stereotypical statements are not appropriate. If it's not him and his artificial intelligence, this world is moving in a direction where anybody can get accused of something and a fake recording can take place. And how in the world do you defend that? We do not want technology to be the big brother over humanity, mankind, our love for each other. We have to make sure that we encapsulate this technological advances, use it for its good purposes, but do not let it destroy our humanity as human beings. This has been a Trevor Donald experience. Manifest your truth. See you next time.